Now friends, we'll find out how to find perfect squares and perfect cubes. How many perfect square numbers are there and how many perfect cube numbers are there in a given factor, right? So I'm taking an example called 24. So 24. 24 is a very small number. I took 24 because we can find both perfect square and cubes also in this number. My dear friends, 24, if I write 24, factors of 24, I can write it as 1 into 24. So 2 into 12 and 3 into 8. 3 into 8. And one more thing, 4 into 6. So how many perfect squares I can find out in the factors of 24? So 1 is a perfect square and 4 is a perfect square, right? 1 and 4. So 2. So how many perfect cubes I can find out in the factors of 24? So 8 is a perfect cube. 1 is again a perfect cube. 1 is a perfect cube. 8 is again a perfect cube. So two perfect square numbers. If I talk about perfect squares, I can find two perfect square numbers which are nothing but 1 and 4. If I talk about perfect cubes, I can again find two numbers which are perfect cube, that is 1 and 8. So how to do it in a procedural way, right? My dear friends, as usual I am going for the prime factorization of 24. How to write prime factorization of 24? I can write it as 3 power 1 into 2 power 3. 3 power 1 into 2 power 3. My dear friends, if I want to find perfect squares, so if I want to find perfect squares in this, you have to bring out the factors in such a way, you have to split these numbers or create these numbers in such a way so that you get powers 2. So I can write this as 3 power 1 into 2 power 3 is there, right? So I can write it as 3 power 1 into 2 power 2 into 2 power 1, right? So I am trying, since we are finding the perfect squares, I am trying to bring out power 2 numbers here. How many power 2 numbers are there? 1. 2 power 2. There is one number which is having exponent 2, that is 2 power 2. So immediately what I take, this is 1. So that means I can write it as 2 power 2 whole to the power of 1. Because this whole 2 power 2 I am taking it as single unit. So then I will take this 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Two perfect square numbers. So why 1 plus 1? Because 1 is also a perfect square number. Why I add that 1? You always know that 1 is also a perfect square number. That's why we add that 1. So how many perfect square numbers are there? 2 numbers are there. Suppose, my dear friends, if they are asking how many perfect cubes are there? How many perfect cubes are there? I am taking the same prime factorization method. So 3 power 1 into 2 power 3. Here 2 power 3 directly it is there, which is a perfect cube number. So I can write, I am only taking this number. I won't take these numbers. So 2 power 3. How many power 3 numbers are there? 1. So take this 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. So two perfect cube numbers are there. What are the perfect cube numbers? 1 and 8. 1 and 8. So this topic, this concept extends for power 4s and power 5s also. So whatever the number you want, you should bring out that factor and see how many such kind of numbers are there. See, in these factors I can resolve, or I can create one number which is nothing but 2, which is having an exponent 2. How many such kind of exponent 2 numbers are there? Only 1. Okay. So here cubes, how many cubes are there? Only 1. That is perfect cubes. Okay. Now let us go into let us see one more example by taking a 360. Okay. So my dear friends, I am taking 360. Now let us see how many perfect squares and perfect cubes are there in the factors of 360. First I am prime factorizing 360, right? So I can write it as 2 into 180. So I can write it as again 2 into 2 into 90. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 45. So that is nothing but 2 cube into 3 into 15. So finally I can write this as 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1. So 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1 is the prime factorized form of 360. So this is mandatory anyway, we can't skip this step. So now my dear friends, how many perfect squares are there? I will find out. So how many perfect squares are there? I will find out. So perfect, again I am taking this prime 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1. So since we are finding perfect square, we should try to bring out the numbers which are having power 2s. So from here I can bring out one number like this. I can write 2 square into 2 power 1. Now this anyway I can write it as 3 square, and this one it is 5 power 1. So how many numbers you can find which are having exponent 2? Here there is one number and here there is one number. So I am taking only these two numbers which are having power 2s, and I am neglecting the remaining two numbers because I want only perfect square numbers. So 2 power 2 power 1, that is one number there, and 3 power 2, one number there. So I am taking this 1 and 1. So 1 and 1, 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1. I am multiplying it, 2 into 2, that is equal to 4. So there are 4 factors. So there are 4 factors which are perfect squares. There are 4 factors which are perfect squares in the factors of 360. That means if you go for prime factorization method, you will get 1 is a perfect square number. Like that you will find 36 is a perfect square number, 4 is a perfect square number, and a 9 is also a perfect square number. 9 is also a perfect square number. These are the factors of 360. If you clearly see 1, 4, 9, 36, these are the 4 perfect square numbers that you find in the factors of 360. Now my dear friends, if somebody is asking you how many perfect cubes are there? How many perfect cubes are there? Perfect cubes I am finding out. Again I am taking the same prime factorized form, that is nothing but 2 cube into 3 square into 5 power 1. Now friends, we are searching for perfect cubes, right? So we should try to bring out the numbers which is having power 3. Power 3 number only 1 is there. Power 3 number only 1 is there, right? So clearly we can take that here 2 power 3 power 1. I am taking only these 2 numbers. I am not taking this because we are searching for perfect cubes. So 1 I am taking this 1. So 1 plus 1, that is equal to 2. There are 2 numbers in the factors of, there are 2 factors of 360 which are perfect cubes. Okay, there are 2 numbers which are, obviously we know very well that what are the perfect two perfect cube numbers, that is 1 and 8. 1 and 8, right? So 1 is anyway a perfect cube and 8 is also a, so clearly we can see 8 is divisible or not. If you have any doubt, 8. So 8 4s are 32. My dear friends, 8 4s are 32 and 4 here 45. So 45 into 8 will give 360. So 8 is a perfect square number, right? That is a factor of 360. So here 4 factors are there in 360. I just verified because it will be convenient for you to know, because if some bigger numbers are given to you in the exam, you will not have time. So this is the only method that can save you to find the number of perfect squares and perfect cubes in the factors of a given number. So 360 will have 2 perfect squares in 4 perfect squares in its factor. They are 1, 4, 9 and 36, and 2 perfect cube numbers which are nothing but 45 and 1 and 8. Right? Now we will try to take another question. Now friends, here there is another question which is already given as a prime factorized way, and they are asking find how many perfect squares and perfect cubes are there in this number. It must be very easy. First of all, my dear friends, I am going for perfect squares, perfect square numbers. And perfect square number, square means power 2. So we should bring out the numbers which are in the powers of 2 or multiples of 2 also. Suppose if you take power 4, 3 power 5 is there. We can divide it as 3 power 4 into 3 power 1. 4 is anyway 2 into 2, right? 2 power 2 is nothing but 4. My dear friends, here first of all I am trying to dissolve the, I am trying to disintegrate these numbers in the powers of 2 or in the powers of multiples of 2. First, can I write 2 power 7 as 2 power 6 into 2 power 1? Yes, 6 is nothing but multiple of 2. Later we can write it as 2 power 2 whole to the power of 3. That anyway I will do later. Now 3 power 5, can I write it as 3 power 4 into 3 power 1? Yes. 4 plus 1 is equal to 5, and 3 power 4 can be written as 3 power 2 whole to the power of 2, right? Now 5 power 9, I can write it as 5 power 8 into 5 power 1. Yes. And 7 power 4, anyway it is even number, I am writing it as 7 power 4 only. Anyway it is even number, I am writing it as 7 power 4 only. My dear friends, here, if you clearly observe, this is a power of 2, this is a multiple of 2. So I can write 2 power 6 as, 2 power 2 whole to the power of 3, because 2 into 3 makes 6 into 2 power 1. My dear friends, 3 power 4 I can write it as 3 power 2 whole to the power of 2 into 3 power 1. Now 5 power 8 I can write it as 5 power 2 whole to the power of 4 into 5 to the power of 1. So 7 power 4 I can write it as 7 power 2 whole to the power of 2. Right? So this is the prime factorized form. My dear friends, clearly we should take only those numbers which are powers of 2, right? So I am taking only this number, not this. I am taking this number, not this. I am taking this number, not this, and I am taking this number. So my dear friends, here how many numbers are there in the power of 2? 3 numbers are there. 2 power 2. How many 2 power 2s are there which are nothing but perfect squares? 3 numbers are there. And how many 3 squares are there? 2. 2 are there. And how many 5 power 2s are there? 4. 4 are there. And how many 7 power 2s are there? 2. 2 is there. So anyway, I am going for plus 1. Plus 1. Here plus 1. Here plus 1. And here plus 1. Right? Plus 1. My dear friends, here this is 4. This is 3. This is 5. This is again 3. So 4 into 3 into 5 into 3. So 4 into 5, 20, 20 into 9. My dear friends, 4 into 5, 20, 20 into 9 is equal to how much? 180. 180. So there are 180 factors in this given form. There are 180 factors in this given form which are nothing but perfect squares. It is practically very difficult. I am not saying it is impossible. Practically very difficult to find how many perfect squares are there. But finally, how many perfect squares are there in this form? We can tell they are 180. Okay. Now, we will go for perfect cube section also. We will take the same form and we will find perfect cubes also. Now friends, I am taking the same form and I am going to find how many perfect cubes also. Cubes means power 3, right? So I have to bring out power 3 or multiples of power 3, right? Now 2 power 7, can I write it as 2 power 6 into 2 power 1? Because 6 is also multiple of 3. Now 3 power 5, I can write it as 3 power 3 into 3 power 2. Yes, correct. 5 power 9, I can write it as 5 power 9. My dear friends, 5 power 9, anyway it is multiple of 3. Directly I am writing it as power 9. So 7 power 4, I can write it as 7 cube into 7 power 1. Right? Okay. Now my dear friends, here I am taking only those numbers which are powers of 3 or power 3 numbers or which are multiples of 3. See, clearly I am taking 2 power 6 can be written as 2 cube whole square into 2 power 1. So here 3 cube I can write into 3 square into 5 power 9 can be written as 5 power 3 whole power 3 into 7 power 3 into 7 power 1 into 7 power 1. Okay, so I will take only those numbers which are power 3 which are connected with power 3. So I am taking only this number, not this. This number I will take, not this. This number I will take, this number I will take, not this. Right, my dear friends? So how many 2 cubes are there? 2. I am taking 2. How many 3 power 3s are there? 1. I am taking this 1. How many 5 power 3s are there? 3. I am taking this 3. How many 7 power 3s are there? 1. I am taking this 1. So as usual, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. So this is 3, this is 2, this is 4, this is 2. We have to multiply. So 3 into 2 into 4 into 2. 3 2s are 6, 6 4s are 24, 24 2s are how much? 48. So there are 48 factors which are perfect cubes. There are 48 factors which are perfect cubes. So this is how we need to find how many perfect squares and how many perfect cubes in the factors of a given number. Be it direct number is given or sometimes like this the already prime factorized form can be given to you. These are the methods where we can find the perfect squares and cubes of a given number.